So hey guys. So recently, super heavy samurais have come out, and I'll show you guys all the ways to make any super heavy samurai player regret losing the coin flip. So that's what this video is going to be about. So to do this, we first have to go over super heavy samurai a little bit. So super heavy samurai, uh, all of their cards are going to be monster cards in their deck. Either that or about 99% of their cards should be monsters. Some of them are psychopathic enough to run something like maybe a reframing. So that that that, that would be about it. But this opens up a pretty big issue with their list. So starting with the fact that this is a penned list, and every penned player knows this suffering. So for no reason at all, well, if your pen like scale, well, would be like destroyed, sent to the graveyard or whatever from the field, like for whatever reason, it goes to the extra deck instead. Except when like a macrocosmos like effect is on the field. And now we have some scales with our super heavy samurai cards here. So if you get shifted, it's pain. There's also the fact that Soul Piercer here can never trigger. So if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, huh? You mean it's going to get banished because this effect is just never going to be resolvable. Cool. This effect is still resolvable because it's discard, but I mean it'll get banished, and this affects the combo as well. So can't make Baron with Excel because Excel needs to summon from the graveyard, and this is banished. So that's not gonna work. So yeah, that's pretty brutal. Just yeah, Macrocosmos, easy win, easy life. And that is option number one. Option number two. Let's check this real fast. Add a super heavy samurai monster from your deck to your hand. Place one super heavy samurai pendulum monster from your deck, so this one. Then K. Okay. If you control super heavy samurai monster, you can add one super heavy samurai soul monster from your deck to your hand. So this isn't one of those, so it would be like Soul Piercer. So, Soul Piercer, huh? Add a super heavy samurai monster from your deck to your hand. So a lot of these cards say add. So, you wanna add a card from deck to hand? Well, two things. So we have, of course, Thunder King Ryo. Neither player can add cards to their hand except by drawing them. And there you go. Now, let's see the attack on this. 1,000, 800, 1,000. So that doesn't actually matter, but doesn't this attack in defense position or no? And let's see. This doesn't attack in defense position. Weird. Let's see. Does this attack from defense position? No. So for some reason, the penned super heavy samurais don't attack in defense position. So okay, let's just go over these guys real quick. Can any of them beat over Thunder King Ryo, just for example? So this 200, 700? No. What about maybe Wagon? 1,200, 1,800. This card can attack while in face-up defense position. What a shame. That's 100 too low. Can't beat over Ryo. How about Scale? Let's see, Scale. Well, whatever. 1,200? Too low. 1,800. Also too low. And yep, that's about it. I don't think there's any attack increases that are being played here. Should check real quick. Second can make a second attack, so that doesn't do anything. And then this one. This just turns things into tuners. So yeah, these guys do absolutely nothing. So if we just have Thunder King Ryo on field, this is not removable. If we have Banisher of the Radiance, or Banisher of the Light, these guys are removable sometimes. But you know what's 100% not removable? Macrocosmos. Literally, there's no back row removal. Not in the main deck, and your extra deck is not really accessible with macro here, so yeah, not gonna be a whole lot you can do about this. There is one card where they might be able to remove macro, so it's just this, right? Auroradon. So if they manage to get out enough machine monsters somehow, uh, Auroradon effect to destroy one card on the field. Macrocosmos, pop Macrocosmos by attributing like 2 dudes. And then how do they play after that? I don't know. Like, they would probably need to use Wakaushi and then like Scales effect probably to get enough monsters for Auroradon. For Auroradon, and then the zones are somewhat clogged with tokens still to an extent. Maybe. Well, actually, no. They can just tribute 1 token, but I guess yeah, they are still clogged because you still have 2 tokens that you just have. Unless you want to tribute Auroradon, I guess. And even then, yeah, you're not doing the best because you already activated Wakushi effect and stuff, right? So, you'll probably be pretty hard-pressed to find any way to extend after resolving Auroradon. And there should be no, like, line for lethal whenever you summon Auroradon this way to use this effect. But I mean, in the same vein, Dimensional Fissure, this'll work, you know? Any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So, yeah, that works. And of course, that means Kishtira. So, I mean, a Rise Heart Pass. Now, it's completely not removable. So, now with Auroradon, if you manage to somehow get into Auroradon, we'll just banish Auroradon. Yep. And that'll be it. This is essentially an FTK. So, yep. Just cash in general. This will do the job, right? So just for example, let's remove these. Actually, we can keep him, right? So keep Ryo. So let's go like 1 birth, 1 rights off, and then did I already dismantle these? Oh, Fenrir, Rise Heart, Unicorn. Might as well throw in the one of Big Bang. And I think you actually do need names pretty bad, so I think we should just play 2 Ogre. And then go in these guys, 3 copies of Exterior Theosis. And yeah, that's fine. Then I don't know, like Droll Knockbird. 3 copies. If we really want to be like a bit vindictive, we can also do like deck lockdown. Now, Auroradon is probably just not on the table unless you open like a very, very specific hand, right? So, lockdown. Neither player can add cards from the deck to the hand except by drawing them. Monsters cannot be special summoned from the main deck. So, with both these effects combined, yeah, good luck playing as a super heavy samurai player, right? So, all of these cards here, absolutely brutalized super heavy samurai. And then there is, of course, just like generically, you would go Nemesis Corridor. Well, do you spell these? Nemesis like that. This is like nemesis like that. Spelling, man. So, like either flag or corridor, kind of both work. But yeah, essentially, if you activate corridor effect in hand, a thunder monster effect will have activated, and you'll get to recycle like one of your banished monsters, which is kind of nice. Then you can go ahead and make Thunder Dragon Colossus, and then this is just Droll and Lockbird on legs. So now your opponent can no longer do any adding of cards. And even worse, Auroradon can't remove this, assuming they can actually make Auroradon, like they have a hand that can do so. This is not removable. So yeah, a lot of these are just plain old not easy to remove or not possible to remove, notably like Rysart and Thunder Dragon Colossus are pretty unremovable. Like, I can't think of a good way. The only way to remove specifically a Rysart or Thunder Dragon Colossus would be like to Kaiju. So that is not always like super easy to fit in, but you could do that. But against like back row like Dimensional Fissure, Lockdown, Macrocosmos, this is not like possible to deal with pretty much, right? Keeping in mind that this is like a one-off, right? So in theory, you have 4 more cards in your hand aside from like Dimensional Fissure. So let's just say I'm playing Yshtira. Okay, let's see if we can get a Fissure hand. Okay. So if you magically have Fissure, you still have to deal with, in this case, Thunder, Dragon, Colossus. Whoop, excuse me. So yeah, Thunder, Dragon, Colossus. And then if they remove this early somehow by like some voodoo magic that practically doesn't exist, somehow remove Dimensional Fissure? Oh, okay. Droll and Lockbird, we still have that. And of course, Unicorn is a 1-card combo to make uh what's his face? Arisart, right? So yeah, it just looks pretty doomed from here. So Fenrir face off 2 Droll and Lockbirds, deck lockdown. If you can somehow out lockdown, now out Arisart, simple enough. This hand bricked. This hand, honestly, like, if I just make a Fenrir and just pass on that, right? If I, yeah, I could do that, right? So Ogre adds preparations, and then like Rysart, banish Fenrir, and then probably Shangri-Ira to special summon Unicorn. I don't think you're playing like at all. Also, Droll and Lockbird is here as well. If I want Droll and Lockbird before Macrocosmo, like, yeah, before activating Macrocosmos here. And yeah, there we go. And here, Thunder King Ryo, Dimensional Fissure. And also Droll and Lockbird, so yeah. I mean, you could also like throw in Shifter here, I guess, so boom. Now it's just pretty disgusting, I guess. And then, I mean, to round out the specific list, probably just Called by Ash is enough. But I mean, we might not even need Ash Blossom for this list specifically, so whatever. Now you gotta play against this garbage. And going second into this, you're probably not going to win a Super Heavy Samurai, so yeah. All of these individually work pretty well. So if I were just playing like any combo deck, I could just not like without too much difficulty tech this in. So let's go like for example 1 Rice Heart, Birth. Do we want birth? I guess we can keep birth. And then let's go ahead, remove flag. This. Uh, we don't need this necessarily. We can remove this, and this as well. And we don't necessarily need ogre or Kishtir Scareclaw. Birth is okay. Big Bang is also alright. But we don't need preparations. Okay, so if we lower the package to this amount, then we can just play something else entirely with this. So just for example, let's just find a random, I don't know, a random list that we can play here with this. So that locks you, so no. So it's just, we need something that doesn't lock you. So sure, Vanquish Soul. We'll go with Vanquish Soul, because why not? So let's say I'm playing Vanquish Soul, and now I just throw in a full cash package. Well, not really full cash package, but you know. Maybe we've thrown one more Ice Heart, but I don't know, not very clear. So let's just put this in real quick. So take your Soul 3, Caesar 1, Burger 1 or 2. So we'll go 2. 2 of Xiaolong, 1 of Madlove, 1 of Pantera. 1 of Continue, 1 of Soul Dust Devil, 1 of Snow Devil, and then that's mostly good. And let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay, reinforcement of the army, and then Durandal. 2 copies of this. Actually, we can just play Shifter with this, like, so we can play Shifter, so might as well round it out like this. And Droll is, like, not that bad, not that great, it's whatever. So here, we have pretty cracked hand, so we're very able to get, like, rolled by Nibiru, but essentially here, with this hand, Ratoth, adding Unicorn, and then special summon Unicorn, stake your soul, revealing Ash Blossom Joy Spring, special summoning Razin, and then Razin to add Xiaolong, Razin effect to protect it from destruction, and then Xiaolong effect to special summon, link off Razin effect to add Razin back to the hand with our copy of Rock, and then Xiaolong effect to search. And here we haven't normal summoned yet, so we can actually grab Madlove to normal summon it if we want to. And we would probably use it to grab our copy of Dust Devil, right? So we can just do that. But we already have Madlove actually, so we don't need to grab Madlove, so I guess we just grab whatever else we want. So maybe we do Orger here to return a copy of Madlove to hand and then draw one, and then we get Shifter. So Shifter is going to be activatable, yeah, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be summoning a Rise Heart anyways. So after we do all of our Vanquish Soul stuff, then we do our Kishtira stuff. So Unicorn's still on the field. Unicorn, activate Theosis, or grab Theosis, then activate Theosis, summon Fenrir. Fenrir adds Rise Heart. Then we banish some of our opponent's cards and stuff, right? But like, if we do care about resolving Shifter, we can resolve it before activating Theosis. So it could be that simple, right? But long story short, end board for this hand, we have Ash Blossom Joe Spring to stop a search, and then we have Snow Devil, Dust Devil, so that's Book of Moon, 1 or 2 cards probably, and then Snow Devil, pop the whole field for our opponent, and then we will have, because we have simply so much material, I'm pretty sure, well, we also draw one more time for next turn, but we have Caesar Valius as well, so I'm pretty sure we can resolve Caesar. So yeah, Caesar effect to pop one, and then there is potentially Rosin's effect pop. I mean, this can be played around, so I don't really consider this an interaction. Shifter, possibly just active, so even if Rise Heart is removed, still active. A Rise Heart effect to banish, and then a Rise Heart effect of macro. And then we still have like Shangri-La, which can potentially summon like a unicorn or something. So that could just be on our end board. Because of how this kind of works, though, got mixed feelings on this, but I think we can also Fenrir on that board. That's probably fine. So yeah, just a whole lot of interactions everywhere. And yeah. So the primary two like engines to look at, I think, if you were really like trying to beat Super Heavy Samurai going first and make them just regret everything. Option 1, Shira. Option 2, Thunder Dragon. You can somehow work this into your deck. Like, example, Branded Thunder Dragon is just like a thing. If you're playing Branded Thunder Dragon, uh, Shifter is actually pretty decent, I believe. So, like, you can Branded Fusion summon Lubellion and discard, no, not discard, send Necroface with a Branded Fusion effect, or you can send like Thunder Dragon Dark. So either of those options work. And yeah, just one of these options in general works pretty well. So let's go over Thunder Dragon real quick. So for Thunder Dragon, you're just mostly looking at Thunder Dragon Roar and Thunder Dragon Dark. So both work pretty well. So all we need to do to set up Colossus essentially is to banish one of these two cards. There are some like Garnets involved, but whatever. So if we were to banish Thunder Dragon Roar, that would allow us to special summon Thunder Dragon Dark, and then we just need to get Thunder Dragon Dark off field by whatever means, and then this allows us to add a Thunder Dragon card from our deck to our hand, and Roar, of course, has the effect to special summon a Thunder Dragon monster from our deck. So essentially banish this, and then we can special summon this, and then this goes to the graveyard by any means or banish, so essentially just leaves the field. And then that allows us to add Thunder Dragon Hawk, so we can activate Thunder Dragon Hawk effect to special summon Thunder Dragon Dark, and then that allows us to special summon Thunder Dragon Colossus because we activated a Thunder effect in the hand, a Thunder monster's effect, so that would be Hawk in this case. And then Dragon Dark would be on the field again, or Dragon Roar, whichever one you feel like summoning with Dragon Hawk. So Dragon Hawk's effect is, of course, to special summon one Thunder Dragon monster that is banished during your graveyard. So either of these two, special summon it, boom. Colossus. Simple. And then if we start with Thunder Dragon Dark, pretty simple. We can just straight up grab Hawk, and then Hawk effect, and then tribute Thunder Dragon Dark. So pretty simple, pretty easy. The only thing that you really need to be aware of is that every single Thunder Dragon ever has this wording on it, well, the main deck ones, right? You can only use one Thunder Dragon Dark effect per turn and only once that turn, so you can't use the effect to discard itself to add itself. The same turn you want to banish it or send it from field to graveyard or whatever for Colossus. But only like non-hard once per turn Thunder Dragons just Thunder Dragon, I believe, and maybe Fusion, right? Let's say you can only use each effect. Nope. Uh, this one you're allowed to use both effects on the same turn, but yeah, you can't really do this the first turn because uh, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard. So that effect also not usable like that, but you know, in general, pretty good because Colossus just wins in the same way that Arise Heart does. Some decks are better at utilizing cash, some are better at utilizing Thunder Dragon, some are not able to do well either. But yeah, if your deck happens to be one of the ones that can, then yeah, pretty worth considering. But just in general, any deck that can banish any cards for like any of your monsters specifically, this has to be face up, right? Yeah. So any deck that does this, just banish a card, specifically a monster, I guess. You could just throw in 3 copies of Corridor if you're feeling like being kinda mean. If you're feeling especially main, I guess you could do like copies of Flag and Corridor, and that's really mean, I guess. So technically, there's some sprite variants, I guess, that could summon Flag, probably. If you were to like Sprint and then Elf, I can see that summoning Flag, and then later you could use Elf and Sprint to make Gigantic to go through like a sprite line. And you just have Colossus this way. If you want to be like really psychopathic, I guess you could just play like 3 copies of vanilla Thunder Dragon. Like, yeah, because every sprite card is just a Thunder card. So I mean that works too. I mean, you just have to get a little creative with it, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.